To the Robbie.G podcast. That's right, we are here. It's Thursday, July 18th, and if today is your birthday, happy birthday to you. Also, happy birthday to these celebrities that are celebrating a birthday today. Actor superstar from the Fast and the Furious franchise, Vin Diesel, turns 57 today. Actress Kristen Bell is 44. Basketball player Bam Adebayo is 27. Former WWE, now OnlyFans person Mandy Rose is 34. Rapper 2K Baby is 24. Canelo Alvarez is 34. And happy heavenly birthday to Nelson Mandela, who was born in 1918 and died in 2013. Happy birthday to all of them. And of course, happy birthday to all of you that are celebrating today. Hopefully you guys have a great day. We got a great show coming for you today. We got a lot to talk about. A bunch of the training camps have already opened for football, especially the Bears. So we are going to talk a little bit of Bears. We're going to talk a little fantasy football quarterbacks. We're going to get ready for the season because we are literally T-minus a week away, 2 weeks away actually, from the first game of the preseason. And that will be the Bears and the Houston Texans. So I am excited as all get up right now. I mean, this is it. Football's finally going to be back. The training camps have opened. At least all the rookies have reported at this point. Some of the veterans have reported too. I gave that list last week, so if you want to know exactly when your team starts or when they started, just go back to last week's episode and you can hear it there. But let's get this all kicked off. There's no NHL news. There's no NBA news. We do have some talk about SummerSlam. There's some matches that are set for it now, so we'll talk about that. We got some entertainment news, of course, coming up today. But let's get into it. Let's start it out with football. So officially, the Bears have signed Rome Odunze and Caleb Williams to their rookie deals. It took place on Tuesday. Williams signed a 4-year deal worth $39 million with a $25 million signing bonus, and Odunze signed his 4-year contract worth $22.7 million and containing a $13.3 million signing bonus on Tuesday. That's it. The Bears are official. They've got their rookies in place. Everything is ready to go. Everybody was worried, why isn't Rome signing? Why isn't Caleb signing? Are they not going to sign with the Bears? Of course they were going to sign with the Bears. They were waiting for Hard Knocks. Now, this is not confirmed, but I can guarantee you on that first episode of Hard Knocks with the Chicago Bears, you will see them signing their contracts. Most likely they were waiting for the cameras to get there. Cameras got there already because training camp for rookies opened up on Tuesday. So obviously they were going to get there to record the rookies coming in, and Hard Knocks was there to record, obviously, the signing of Rome Odunze and Caleb Williams. That was a big storyline in the draft. And Hard Knocks wants to capture all those type of moments. And people are like, well, it wouldn't be a surprise because it's not about a surprise. They wanted to get the footage of them doing it for the show. It has nothing to do with, it wasn't going to be a surprise. They weren't going to be like, oh, they're not going to sign. And then all of a sudden on Hard Knocks you see it, because training camp, the rookies are already there getting ready to start. In fact, I believe the first practice for the rookies is this weekend. And I think let's see, what is today? The 18th. I think the other players, here, let's look and see when training camp opens exactly for the Bears. I talked about it last week, but let's see, when does training camp before the Bears start. And let's see exactly, because I know the rookies are there, and I believe it's a week early, so I think it's next week that they open up their actual. But I believe that the rookies start their practices this Saturday. Let's see. Here we go. Training camp. Oh, wait, that was 2023. We went on 2024. Key dates. Okay, here we go. Yeah, Hard Knocks is already there recording and filming, I'm sure, different things. Some of the coaches, I'm sure, are already there. So let's see. Here it is. So players reporting. July 16th is the rookies, which was a couple days ago, and July 19th for the veterans. So they get there tomorrow on Friday. Practices start Saturday. So there you go. The rookies and the veterans will be there by tomorrow. So there we go. I'm excited. I'm ready. I think everybody in Chicago's ready just to see. Nobody necessarily is, sure what's going to happen. I mean, I think in the back of Bears fans' heads, I think we all think about the fact that every quarterback that's ever come to Chicago, whether he's a rookie or a veteran, has been destroyed. Jay Cutler was good in Denver, and then he came to Chicago. He was good here, but he got a lot of flack because of his attitude and stuff. But like Justin Fields, Mitch Trubisky, I mean, these are a couple of the last couple of rookies we've had that got destroyed by Chicago. But it's a new regime now. I'm not necessarily sold on Matt Eberflus yet because I know he did make some mistakes last year, but he did right them like halfway through the season, and that's how they ended up with the 7 wins that I projected they were going to win anyway. I projected 7 wins last year. I'll give my projection in the next few weeks. I want to see a couple preseason games before I decide. But next week, let's see. So their first, let me look at my little handy-dandy calendar here. We are at the 18th. So I believe we're, 2 weeks away from the first game of, 2 weeks away from the first preseason game, which would technically be an extra game because there's only 3 preseason games now. And so the Bears and Houston are playing the Hall of Fame game. So they play one extra game. So we get to see one extra game. Do we know if Caleb and all of them are going to start in the Hall of Fame game? Because it's technically an exhibition of an exhibition. It's not, it's official, but it's not. It's an extra game that they play to honor the guys who are getting into the Hall of Fame. But is it a full-fledged preseason game? No other teams play that week except for the Bears and Houston. So it's a little iffy on that. I don't know what to take of that. But I would start everybody. And here's how I would do it if I were Matt Eberflus. First game, the Hall of Fame game, I would start your starters for one quarter. One full quarter. Let them play a little bit, but don't get them too involved in that game because you got 3 big preseason games after that. Normally they only have 3. This year they get 4. First game, I would start them for like a quarter and just get their feet wet out there a little bit. Second game, I would play them for 2 quarters, so for the full half. Third game, I would play them for 3 quarters, let them play almost the entire game. And then the fourth game, I would have them just do 1 quarter again. Because you really, by that point, if you've played your starters in the first quarter of game 1, 2 quarters in game 2, 3 quarters in game 3, by game 4, you should know what you got. You should know what you have out of your players. They should have enough together between practicing and the games. They can't start every game because you can't have them play a full game every game because you got to see what your other players have too. Because remember, just because Caleb Williams is locked into the number 1 spot, just because you know your top 3 receivers are obviously going to be DJ Moore, Keenan Allen, and Rome Odunze, doesn't mean there's not other guys who are fighting for spots. Okay, so you got to see what your other players have because you have to cut them as you go and decide who's going to stay and who's going to go. So, yeah, the Chicago Bears have to play their other guys too. So, I would say, like I said, Game 1, a quarter. Game 2, 2 quarters. And Game 3, 3 quarters. Game 4, you go back to a quarter. And if you've seen enough out of them in those 3 games, maybe start them for a certain amount of snaps. Because at that point, like I said, if you can't see your players 3 games in playing 6 quarters of football, then you probably need to reevaluate yourself as a coach and coaching staff. Because, I mean, I'm not saying that us fans can see things better because we don't always know what we're looking at like they do. But, I mean, if I can tell that Caleb is having a decent, preseason out there, and people are like, well, it's just preseason. It doesn't matter. You're still playing against other teams. You're still playing, and you could still get hurt. So, I mean, yes, it is still playing the actual game. So, yeah, if I'm the Bears, that's how I'm going to do it. If I were the coaching staff, we'll see how they work it. I would love to see this. I'm excited. I want to see where they go with this. So, yeah, Thursday, August 1st, Hall of Fame game. I think everybody's excited to see where we're going with that. All right, let's cut in. I'm not going to really talk much more because training camp hasn't officially started with practicing yet. So, I am going to go into fantasy football. Every week, we are going to do a different position. So, this week, we'll start, obviously, with quarterback. That's the most important position on the field, I believe. Then next week we'll do running backs, then we'll do wide receivers, we'll do tight ends, we'll do defenses. I'm not really gonna do kickers because I don't really feel like the kicker is a needed spot in fantasy football. In fact, if I were the people at fantasy football, I would have never put kickers in there at all. Like, I would just, you could get enough done with all the other positions. You don't really need a kicker. So yeah, we're not going to talk kickers, but let's go into fantasy football. All right, so here we go. Here is fantasy football draft rankings for 2024. This was updated as of July 18th, 2024, which is today. So let's see what they've got. Number 1 ranked quarterback in tier 1 is Josh Allen. Not a surprise. Bye week is going to be, bye week is 12. Let's see. Number 2, Jalen Hurts of Philadelphia. Bye week 5. Lamar Jackson at number 3. Bye week of 14. And Patty Mahomes is going to be the 4th best quarterback and a bye week 6. So that's tier 1. So those are your main, biggest, obviously, 4 quarterbacks that you want to try to aim for, depending what your goal is. Obviously, everybody's different. Some people start with a kicker. Some people start with a quarterback. I try to start with a quarterback because I feel like the quarterback, depending on the day, can get you more points than anybody else. Tier 2. So here we go with tier 2. Number 5 is Richardson from Indianapolis at week 14 bye week. Number 6, C.J. Stroud with a week 14 bye week is number 6. Number 7 from Cincy is Joe Burrow, and he's got a number 12 bye week. Dak Prescott comes in at number 8 from Dallas with a week 7 bye week. And number 9 is Kyler Murray from Arizona with a bye week of 11. So that's tier 2. If you can't get tier 1, there's still decent quarterbacks. Dak won't get you always to the Super Bowl, but he'll get you to the playoffs, so he'll usually have like a decent season going in. Tier 3. This is tier 3 now. Number 10, Jordan Love from Green Bay with a bye week at 10. Number 11 from San Fran, Brock Purdy with a bye week at 9. Number 12, this is a little shocking, Jaden Daniels, the rookie, with a bye week of week 14. Now, it's funny because here we go. He's number 12. Number 13 is Tag. He's from Miami, comes in at number 6 with the bye week. Number 13 on the list. Number 14 is Goff from Detroit with a bye week of 5. Number 15, my boy, Caleb Williams. That's right. Caleb Williams coming in at number 15 on the list. Bye week of week 7. I think that's good. I don't know if I would necessarily take Caleb or Jaden Daniels as your starting quarterback right away. I would probably sit them on the bench and see how they do maybe in the first couple of weeks. Go with like a veteran maybe for a little bit and see. Caleb Williams starts exploding, then you go. Number 16, Trevor Lawrence in Tier 3. By week at 12, and then number 17 is Justin Herbert. Now, the funny thing is, seeing Justin Herbert behind guys like Caleb Williams and Jaden Daniels in the rankings, that is funny. You just don't think you would see that. Tier 4 quarterbacks. Number 18, Kirk Cousins from Atlanta, by week of 12. Number 19, from the, I was going to say the Rangers. From the LA Rams, Matthew Stafford. Stupid ant crawling on my phone. I hate that. I'm outside. Matthew Stafford with a bye week of 6. Number 20, Aaron Rodgers. Man, how he has fallen. Wow. That's crazy if you think about it. He used to be in Tier 1. They would have 5 quarterbacks in Tier 1, and he would have been there. With a bye week of 12, we'll see how he plays after that torn Achilles and stuff. We're going to see how he plays. Deshaun Watson coming in at number 21. Baker Mayfield at 22. We've got Geno Smith coming in at 23. Will Levis from Tennessee coming in. He's a rookie coming in at number 24. Derek Carr from New Orleans at 25. Jones coming in from New York Giants at 26. Bryce Young, 27. Oh, I would put him in like Tier 6 right now. And Russell Wilson coming in at 28. Tier 5, at 29, you've got J.J. McCarthy, who's a rookie. Wow. This is amazing. Because he was the third pick in the draft? Drake May coming in at number 30. He's really low. He's below J.J. McCarthy, who came in after him. Bo Nix at number 31. And my boy, poor Justin Fields coming in number 32. We don't even know if he's going to start. It's going to be Russell Wilson starting, so we'll see, and we'll go from there. I'm not going to go into the further tiers of this because I don't think by now you're going to be taking any of these quarterbacks after, like Justin Fields, honestly. I mean, there's a few on here. I don't even know if they're starters. Like, some of these guys, like Tyson Bagent, obviously, from the Bears, the backup quarterback. No one's taking him right away. So I think we're going to end it there. That was pretty good. We went through the first 32. Here, I'll go through Tier 5 really quick. 33, Minshew. Number 34 is Sam Darnold. Number 35 is O'Connell from Las Vegas. 36, Michael Penix Jr., the rookie from Atlanta. Jacoby Brissett coming in at number 37. So, yeah, we'll stop there. Oh, and if you like Flacco, he's going to be number 40 on the list. So, I mean, you may need Flacco, though, at the end. I don't know. Who knows? We'll see what happens. But, yeah, that's the fantasy football rankings for quarterbacks. Next week, I will obviously go into running backs, and then we got wide receivers. We'll have tight ends, and then we'll have defense. So that's how we're going to do it. Every week, so let's see. We got this week. Next week will be running backs. The third week will be wide receivers. Fourth week, tight ends. And then we'll end with defense in the fifth week. So by then, we should be close to preseason. Here, let's see where we're at calendar-wise. Because I want to see where we're going to be. Hey, let me check. Okay, so week 1, we'll be at quarter. We just did quarterbacks. Next week, we're going to do wide receivers. The official first week of the preseason for the Chicago Bears, we're going to do wide receivers, tight ends, and defense. And that'll take us pretty much to almost the last week of the preseason, which I believe is like the 22nd. Yeah, because there's 4 weeks of preseason with that. So week 1, which is the Bears, and then week 2, week 3, and week 4, yeah. So by the last week, we'll be done. And we'll know what we're going to do for fantasy football. So, yeah, we'll do that next week, running backs. Let's move on to some WWE news, because obviously SummerSlam is 2 weeks away, and we're already getting into some good matches for it. So let's find out what we got. So as everybody knows, WWE SummerSlam kicks off on Saturday, August 3rd this year. It's very early. It's usually a little later in August, but there's two pay-per-views in August. There's SummerSlam at the beginning of the month, and then the end of the month they have the Bash in Berlin. So that's why I think they did SummerSlam early. If I were WWE, I would have did it the opposite. I would have did Bash in Berlin in what's it called? I would have did it in the beginning of August. I would have did SummerSlam towards the end, but that's just me. So August 3rd from Cleveland, Ohio, the home of The Miz. I'm sure The Miz is going to either have a good match or possibly be the host since it's in his city. But yeah, we'll see where they put The Miz in this one. No matches for him as of yet that I see, but let's go into the card. Let's see. So here's some matches that are already guaranteed. World Heavyweight Championship, Damian Priest will take on the King of the Ring, who sewed his spot off with winning that, Gunther. He will get his match at SummerSlam. WWE Women's Championship, Bayley puts her title on the line versus the Queen of the Ring, Nia Jax, however you want to say it. The Women's World Championship, it's true, Mommy is home, and she is going to challenge Liv Morgan for the Women's World Championship that she never technically lost. Here's some predictions now. Obviously, a few of these matches I think are more than predictions, but they just haven't made them official yet. Undisputed WWE Championship, Cody Rhodes versus Solo Sikoa. I know we are going to have this. Roman will come out and interfere if he doesn't come out beforehand. Now, the funny thing is, this Friday night SmackDown is the 1300th episode of SmackDown. There's a rumor that Roman could be there because of the fact that he held the title for the over 1300 days. So because of the 1300 being such a big number, there is rumors that they're going to have him there. If that's true, it could be on the big screen, or he could just be there live. So we'll see what happens tomorrow on Raw or on SmackDown. But there's a good chance that could happen. But I do believe that Roman will interfere in this undisputed WWE Championship match. United States Championship, this is a foregone conclusion. Logan Paul putting his title on the line against LA Knight. Yeah, I think that's definitely going to happen. LA Knight already signed the contract. He's just trying to get Logan Paul. Logan Paul is supposed to, I believe, be there tomorrow night on SmackDown. So, or was it SmackDown or Raw? It's Raw. Yeah, he's supposed to be on Raw on Monday night. So we'll see if he's there. Obviously, I think LA Knight's going to make him sign that contract. CM Punk and Drew McIntyre. This is going to be based on if CM Punk is ready to go yet fully. I don't think he was fully cleared for in-ring competition. So I think that's what they're holding off on. But we'll see what happens there. If he's ready to go, this match is going to go. And I could see maybe a Seth Rollins being like the special guest referee of the match. That would make it even better, because he's going to make sure Drew McIntyre wins that match. And that's it for now. That's the only predictions. We still have 2 weeks. You still got this Friday night on SmackDown. You still got Raw and SmackDown next week. And then the week after that, you're still going to have a Raw and a SmackDown. So there's plenty of time. There's plenty of shows left to start some more feuds for SummerSlam. Obviously, SummerSlam is going to be a big event. It usually is. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, I definitely see that happening. We're going to have I think it's going to be a good match. Good bunch of matches on there. We'll see. They could go about maybe 10 or 11 matches if they wanted to. And I think people will be happy with that. Also, the women's Money in the Bank holder, Tiffy Stratton, she's still out there. She could tease with Nia Jax. That was actually funny last week on SmackDown when she came out and she was confronted by Bayley, and then Jax came out, and then after Bayley got beat down after the match that they had, she teased it. She went up to the ref and was going to cash it in, and then Nia stopped her. So that was kind of funny. I was kind of happy that they did that. But we'll see what happens next, obviously. Let's move on. There's no more. Next week, I'm going to talk Olympics. We're going to talk about the events on next week's show because of the fact that the Olympics officially kick off next Friday. So next week we'll talk about some sporting news with that, some big Olympic stuff. We'll talk about different sports that are going to happen and all that, and we'll see when everything's going to take place. So we'll talk about that next Thursday. So let's move on to our entertainment section. So last week was a very, very crazy week all around with a lot of stuff in entertainment. We lost a lot of celebrities in a few days. It was pretty crazy. And then, of course, Saturday, former President Donald Trump being shot at and almost assassinated when he got shot in his ear at one of his rallies that he had. It was crazy. I was in total shock with that. Last Saturday we had family over for a bonfire, and it was about what 2, 3 o'clock, and we were watching, or no, 5 o'clock. We were watching the news, and we were just trying to see the weather, never thinking anything crazy was gonna happen, and all of a sudden breaking news. Now, when they break in to a newscast with breaking news from like a bigger news source, which was like NBC Nightly News, something big is going on, okay, on a Saturday. They usually don't cut in for just little things. So when they showed that footage, I was shocked that happened. Shocked that it happened, but not fully shocked because obviously somebody who does run their mouth as much as Donald Trump does, yeah, that could lead into things happening. But I was still shocked that the person did that, especially at the rally, especially with all the Secret Service people there. So yeah, I mean, I'm not going to go too much into that, but I couldn't not do an entertainment part without throwing that in there, considering Donald Trump was an entertainer before he did all this. But last week we lost a bunch of celebrities. He was almost one of them. But the biggest thing is we did lose a couple of really big ones. We lost Shelley Duvall, which I believe I talked about last week on my show, because I believe that happened before I did my show. So we already talked about that one. But we also lost Richard Simmons. Really sad. I love Richard Simmons. I used to do with my dad. He used to do all those workouts, and my dad always did like different things. Like we did the Tae Bo with Billy Blanks. We did just regular workout tapes, and then of course we did Sweat Until the Oldies a couple times. He bought like a video and we did it, and it was fun and stuff. And Richard Simmons was a huge part of pop culture in the '90s. Everybody knows who he was. He passed away at 76. It was sad, but they said it was natural causes. So that was a sad one. Dr. Ruth, the sex therapist, she passed away, I believe, the same day as Richard Simmons. A football player who was like, what was he, 30 or 40? You know what? Let me look him up really quick because I don't want to do disservice to him. I didn't really know him. I think he played for Baltimore, but let me look it up. Okay, it was Jacoby Jones. He was 40 years old, from Baltimore. He played on their most recent Super Bowl team, and he just passed away. So 40 is very young. I haven't heard of what he passed away from yet. I'm sure that'll be released soon, but yeah, it was sad too. But the biggest one that really hit home for me was Shannon Doherty. She passed away at the age of 53 from her cancer that she had. She had breast cancer and different things. She was one of my favorite actresses. Obviously, you would know her from Beverly Hills 90210 is where she got her start. That's where she got her big break as Brenda Walsh. And then, of course, her other biggest claim to fame was starring opposite of Alyssa Milano on the show Charmed. That was another big one for her. And then she, did some other stuff after that too. But everybody, I think, knows her more as Brenda, the girlfriend of Dylan McKay, Luke Perry, who passed away a few years ago after having a stroke. And she did a tribute to him on his show Riverdale after he passed away. So they were always close. And then she was in the revival when they brought back 90210 with the original cast members a few years ago. That was a good one. This one hit hard because I'm a big fan of Shannon Doherty, and I mean, when you see somebody fight cancer as much as she did, like she said years ago, she should have passed away from it. She said that should have taken her out years ago, but she fought and she fought and she fought some more, and she made it all the way to 53 with it, and she's had it for years. I think at least 10 years or something like that. She fought it for a long time. Um, but yeah, Jason Priestley made comments. Here's the comments from some of the cast members who talked about her. Jason Priestley remembered her, his on screen twin, because obviously he was Brandon Walsh and she was Brenda Walsh. He said, shocked and saddened to hear about the passing of my friend Shannon. She was a force of nature and I will miss her. Sending love and light to her family in this dark time. Brian Austin Green, who played David, said, Shan, my sister, you loved me through everything. You were a big part of my understanding of love. I'll miss you more than I know how to process right now. Thank you for the gift of you. Let's see. Jenny Garth, who played Kelly on there, said, I am still processing my tremendous grief over the loss of my longtime friend Shannon, the woman I have often described as one of the strongest people I have ever known. Our connection was real and honest. We were so often pitted against each other, but none of that reflected the truth of our real relationship, which was one built on mutual respect and admiration. She was courageous, passionate, determined, and very loving and generous. I will miss her and will always honor her deeply in my heart and in my memories. My heart breaks for her family and Bowie, which was her dog. Tori Spelling said, I don't have outward words yet, but we knew, and that's what matters. That's what she wrote. Gabrielle Cateris, who played, who did she play? Andrea on the show. Andrea Zuckerman said, Shannon was so young and so courageous. By sharing her journey, she has helped so many. My heart goes out to her family, and I know that Luke is welcoming her with open arms. And that was obviously her on-screen boyfriend. Luke Perry played her on-screen boyfriend, Dylan McKay, at the beginning of the show, and then before he left her for Kelly, which is what Jenny Garth was talking about with like how they pitted each other against each other and stuff. So that's it. But yeah, she also shared thoughts. Okay, so that's that one. And let's see. I didn't see anything, which I'm very surprised, from Ian Ziering. But let me look that up because maybe I just never saw it. Let me see. Ian Ziering. And then put on Shannon Doherty. Because I was very shocked that he never said anything about it. Because usually all the cast does. So we'll see. But, you know, everybody, like I said, everybody grieves different. So maybe he just hasn't wanted to put into words yet how he feels about everything. So let's see. I don't see nothing here. Oh, wait, here we go. I think there's an Ian Ziering on this one. So let's scroll down and see if we can find anything. I know Alyssa Milano made a comment about it. Let's see. I'm looking for Ian Ziering. Good Lord. Yeah, I'm not seeing it. Wow, so Doherty was first diagnosed with breast cancer in 2015. So yeah, 9 years she had it. It's crazy. Her publicist did say this when she passed away. It is with a heavy heart that I confirm the passing of actress Shannon Doherty. On Saturday, July 13th, she lost her battle with cancer after many years of fighting the disease. The devoted daughter, sister, aunt, and friend was surrounded by her loved ones as well as her dog, Bowie. The family asked for their privacy at this time so they can grieve in peace. So, yeah, that's just really just crazy. But, I mean, at the same time, she fought it for 9 years. That's a very long time for anybody to fight cancer. My dad had cancer and he passed away from it. He had it for 5 years, prostate cancer. And he made it 5 years. So, Yep. So it's really sad, but she'll forever be Brenda Walsh in our hearts and our memories. Maybe go honor her by watching some old 90210 episodes and see what happens. Oh, wait. Ooh, breaking news. I'm just seeing this now. Actor Bob Newhart from the show Newhart and the Bob Newhart Show has passed away at the age of 94. And that's breaking right now. I just saw it come up on my phone. So man, I'm telling you, they're all passing away. All the good ones because of the fact that everyone's getting older now. I'm at the age where my parents were when they saw people they loved pass away, like actors, actresses, sports people. So it's really sad. But yeah, let's move on. Rest in peace, Bob Newhart. Let's move on to our next topic. One thing I did see on TV yesterday, Terrell Owens getting thrown off of an airplane on United and arrested by the FBI and questioned over something crazy. I guess his son asked for a cup of ice from, or Terrell Davis, sorry, not T.O. Terrell Davis, the running back from Denver. But I was seeing that I guess his son asked for a cup of ice, and the flight attendant walked past him, and I guess Terrell Davis wasn't sure if he ignored him or just didn't hear him. So he reached behind him and he tapped him on the arm to say, "Excuse me." And I guess the guy freaked out and said, "Don't assault me or don't hit me." And just like freaked out. United's in trouble now because when they interviewed him, the story didn't match. And so now the flight attendant's in trouble and United's in trouble. It's crazy. This is 2024. Like, if you can't be a good, decent human being to people, then don't do jobs that you have to do things with the public. Okay? I'm not going to claim that this guy is racist because I don't know who he is. I don't even know the color of his skin. I didn't see all that. I just saw a quick news report on it last night. But if you're going to be a shitty human being, then don't be a flight attendant. Don't be anything that you have to work with the actual public like that. Be in a warehouse where you don't have to, like, you have to have coworkers, but you don't have to have customers coming up to you asking you for things. Because obviously this guy wasn't doing his job, and I can guarantee he didn't just not hear the kid. I'm sure he did, and he was ignoring him, and that's just crappy. I am not happy with that, and that's why I'm kind of glad that I don't fly on United some of the time. So, yeah. Terrell Davis, hopefully he's going to get some kind of compensation out of this for pain and suffering and for the pain and suffering that his kid has to feel watching him get arrested for no reason. I mean, he was literally taken away by the FBI in handcuffs. For what reason? They could have just escorted him into a room and said, "Hey, we need to talk to you." It's kind of crappy. And maybe they didn't know who he was at first, but it doesn't matter even if you knew who he was. Whether he's just a black man or a celebrity black man, he's still a human. You treat him like that. This wasn't something that he needed to be put in handcuffs for. And this is just where the FBI always screws up everything they do. Let's move on to CBS fall preview of premiere dates. Last week we did NBC and we did the CW. Let's see. Let's go. All right, so let's go into this. Here is the schedule for CBS for the fall. If you're a fan of shows on CBS, here you go. Let's see. Wednesday, September 18th at 8 p.m. is Survivor Season 47 premiere. It's going to be a 2-hour event. Saturday, September 21st at 9 p.m., 48 hours, Season 37 premiere, 2 hours. Remember, this is all on, I believe, Eastern time, so on the East Coast. Sunday, September 22nd at 7 p.m., 60 minutes, Season 57 premiere. And then 8 p.m., the series premiere of Matlock. Yeah, they're bringing Matlock back. A special night and time. So that means that it won't normally, I don't think, be on that night and time. It'll be on a different night and time. But they're just doing it for the first time there. Sunday, September 29th, following the NFL doubleheader. A 90-minute 60 minutes, 60 minutes and 90 minutes. And then at 9 p.m. Eastern, the Summit series premiere on a special night and time. And then 10:30 p.m. Eastern, Big Brother original episode. Sunday, October 6th, following the NFL doubleheader, at 8 p.m. is the American Music Awards, and then an original episode of Big Brother following that. Wednesday, October 9th, Survivor, original episode, and then 9:30, the Summit season premiere encore. Thursday, October 10th at 8 p.m., you'll have another Big Brother episode, original episode, and then Matlock series premiere encore, because I think Thursday is going to be its normal day and time. And then right after that is an episode repeat of Elsbeth right after that. Sunday, October 13th at 7 p.m., 60 minutes, 90 minutes. And then Big Brother season 26 finale will be 90 minutes right after that at 8:30. Monday, October 14th, the season premiere of NCIS at a special time, 8 p.m. And then the series premiere of the new NCIS Origins will be on right after that, and that's a 2-hour season premiere, series premiere. Tuesday, October 15th, 3 FBIs in a row at 8 p.m. FBI Season 7 premiere, 9 p.m. FBI International Season 4 premiere, and then at 10 p.m. FBI Most Wanted Season 6 premiere. So, yeah, that's going to be at FBI night. Wednesday, October 16th, The Summit Episode 2. Thursday, October 17th, is 8 p.m. Georgie and Mandy's First Marriage series premiere. 8:30 right after that is Ghosts Season 4 premiere. And then Episode 2 of Matlock. And then right after that is that Elsbeth Season 2 premiere. Friday, October 18th at 8 p.m. is SWAT Season 8 premiere. 9 o'clock, Fire Country Season 3 premiere. And then Blue Bloods Final Season 14B premiere. First of 8 remaining episodes. That's sad that Blue Bloods is leaving. I never really watched it yet, but I heard it's good. Just never had a chance to watch it, but I do like Tom Selleck, so I might give it a shot. Even though it's the final season and I have no clue what's going on. I'll catch up, though. Just by watching it, you can catch up. Let's see. So, Monday, October 21st, 8 p.m., The Neighborhood Season 7 premiere. 8:30, Papa's House series premiere. NCIS time period premiere at 9 p.m. And then, of course, NCIS Origins time period premiere. I don't know what that even means. Sunday, October 27th, following the NFL doubleheader. 60 minutes. And then right after that, Tracker Season 2 premiere. And then after that is The Equalizer Season 5 premiere. Held for me mid-season shows The Amazing Race, Hollywood Squares, NCIS Sydney, The Price is Right at Night, Raid the Cage, and Watson. Previously canceled shows Bob Hart's Epischol, CSI Vegas, NCIS Hawaii, So Help Me Todd, and Young Sheldon have all been canceled. But I believe actually that's wrong, because I'm pretty sure that Young Sheldon just ended. I don't think it was canceled. There's a big difference between the two. But yeah, so that's it. That's your CBS premieres. Let's move on to our next topic. If you're a CBS fan, there's all your premieres, all your shows. For all you Cobra Kai fans, the final season of Cobra Kai kicks off today on Netflix. I believe it's 5 episodes will be showing on there. So you have 5 episodes. And then I believe it's October, 5 more. And I think it's 3 or 5 more in early 2025. So splitting the last season into 3 separate parts, part 1, 2, and 3. So we'll see how that works out. But yeah, you can watch, I believe the first 5 of them are released on Netflix as of today. The 76th Emmys are set to air live from the Peacock Theater in LA on Sunday, September 15th. On ABC. And here we go. They announced the Emmy nominees for all of it. I have the full list right here, so let's go. Best Drama Series, The Crown from Netflix, Fallout from Prime Video, The Gilded Age from HBO, The Morning Show from Apple TV Plus, Mr. and Mrs. Smith from Prime Video, Shogun from FX, Slow Horses from Apple TV Plus, and Three Body Problem from Netflix. You want to hear something funny, though? If you really look at this, every single Best Drama Series is from a streaming service. Think about that. Years ago, everything was from TV. Channels 2, 5, 7, 9, and like Fox and stuff. Now, your Emmys are from all over the place. They're from streaming, they're from TV, but they're mostly all streaming. I actually believe that they're all streaming from what I'm seeing. And I'll go over more now, and we'll see if there's any actual TV shows from regular TV. But let's see. Best Actress in a Drama Series, Jennifer Aniston, The Morning Show on Apple. Carrie Coon from The Gilded Age. I'm not going to go over every show they're from because that'll take forever. I was going to say their names, but some things I'll tell you where it's from some shows. Carrie Coon, Maya Askren, Anna Sawai, Imelda Stanton, and Reese Witherspoon are up for Best Actress in a Drama Series. Best Actor in a Drama Series, Idris Elba, Donald Glover, Walton Goggins, Gary Oldman, Haruka Sanada, and Dominic West. If you watch these shows and these actors, you know who they are and where they're from. But it'll take forever if we have to do everything. Best Supporting Actress in a Drama Series, Christine Baranski, Nicole Berie, Elizabeth Debicki, Greta Lee, Leslie Manville, Karen Pittman, and Holland Taylor. Holland Taylor is from Two and a Half Men. She's the mom. But yeah. Best Supporting Actor in a Drama Series, Tennoba Asano, Billy Crudup, Mark Duplass, John Hamm, Takiro Hira, Jack Lowden, and Jonathan Pryce. Best Guest Actor in a Drama Series, Nestor Carbondale, Paul Dano, Tracy Letts, Jonathan Pryce, and John Turturro. Best Actress in a Drama Series, Best Guest Actress in a Drama Series, Michaela Cole, Claire Foy, Marcia Gay Harden, Sarah Paulson, and Parker Posey. Best Comedy Series, Abbott Elementary from ABC. So there you go. There's your one that they threw in there. The Bear from FX, Curb Your Enthusiasm from Max, Hacks from Max, Only Murderers in the Building from Hulu, Palm Royale from Apple TV Plus, Reservation Dogs, FX, and What We Do in the Shadows on FX. Best Actor in a Comedy Series, Matt Berry, Larry David, Steve Martin, Martin Short, Jeremy Allen White, and DeFaro Woon Atai. Best Actress in a Comedy Series, Quentin Bronson, Ayo Abria, Selena Gomez, Maya Rudolph, Jean Smart, and Kristen Wiig. Best Supporting Actor in a Comedy Series, Lionel Boyce, Paul W. Downs, Eben Moss Bacharach, Paul Rudd, James Williams, and Bowden Yang from SNL. For SNL for that one. Best Supporting Actress in a Comedy Series, Carol Burnett, Liza Colin-Zayas, Hannah Enbinger, Janelle James, Cheryl Lee Ralph, and Meryl Streep. Best Guest Actor in a Comedy Series, John Bernthal, Matthew Broderick, Ryan Gosling, Christopher Lloyd, Bob Odenkirk, and Will Poulter. Let's see. Best Limited or Anthology Series, Baby Reindeer on Netflix, Fargo on FX, Lessons in Chemistry, Apple TV Plus, Ripley on Netflix, and True Detective Night Country on HBO Max. Let's see. Best Actor in a Limited or Anthology Series or Movie, Matt Boomer, Richard Gadd, John Hamm, Tom Hollander, and Andrew Scott. Best Actress in an Anthology Series or Movie, Jodie Foster, Brie Larson, Juno Temple, Sofia Vergara, and Naomi Watts. I'm not going to do every category because there's just too many. Best directing for a drama series, Stephen Daldry from The Crown, Mimi Lender from The Morning Show, Hiro Murai from Mr. and Mrs. Smith, Frederick Io Toya from Shogun, Sal Metzen from Slow Horses, and Sally Richardson Whitfield from Winning Time, The Rise of the Lakers Dynasty. Let's see. Best directing for a comedy series, Randall Einhorn for Abbott Elementary, Christopher Storer from The Bear, Rami Youssef from The Bear, Guy Ritchie from The Gentleman, Lucha Anola from Hacks, and Mary Lou Belay from The Miss Pat Show on BET. I'm not going to go over writing because there's just too many. Best talk series, The Daily Show on Comedy Central, Jimmy Kimmel Live on ABC, Late Night with Seth Meyers on NBC, and The Late Show with Stephen Colbert on CBS. Best reality competition series, The Amazing Race, CBS, RuPaul's Drag Race on MTV, Top Chef on Bravo, The Traitors on Peacock, and The Voice on NBC. So that is it. Those are the big awards for the Emmys. Make sure you check those out. And of course, the Thursday after the Emmys, we'll find out who won all the awards. But yeah, make sure you go check that out if you're a fan of the Emmy Awards. Sunday, September 15th. All right, so let's find out what was number one in the box office last week. Here we go. Starting at number 10 was Indian 2. I didn't even know there was an Indian 1. Weekend gross of $1.2 million, total gross of $1.2 million in its first week out. Number 9, Sound of Hope, the story of Possum Trot, did a weekend gross of $1.4 million, $10 million total gross in 2 weeks. Maxine, weekend gross of $2.1 million, total gross of $12 million in 2 weeks, coming in at number 8. Number 7 was Horizon, an American Saga, Chapter 1. A weekend gross of $2.2 million, total gross of $27 million in 3 weeks. Number 6 was Bad Boys Ride or Die. Still did $4.3 million last weekend at the box office. Total gross of $186 million. Weeks released, it's been out for 6. Fly Me to the Moon, a weekend gross of $9.4 million. Total gross of $12 million. Weeks released, it's been out for 1 week. Number 4, A Quiet Place, Day 1. Weekend gross of $11 million. It's done $119 million in 3 weeks. Inside Out 2, still in the top 3. Weekend gross of $20 million. Total gross of $578 million in 5 weeks released. Longlegs came in number 2 in its first week. $22 million weekend gross. And total weeks out 1. And it did $28 million total. And then the number 1 movie, of course, The Minions, took over for 2 weeks straight. Despicable Me 4 did a weekend gross of $44 million last week, made $225 million in 2 weeks. So if you think about it, Despicable Me 4 has been out 2 weeks and did $225 million already. Inside Out 2 has been out for 5 weeks and did $578 million total. That's insane. 2 big kids movies did almost $1 billion in the box office in 7 weeks. That's a crazy number. The new movie Twisters comes out this week, so let's see where that falls in the top 10. I'm sure it won't be number 1, but it'll probably be somewhere in the top 5. Only because I think everybody's interested to see it. It's not a sequel to the first one. It's just a new movie with the same twist. It's not a remake. They're not bringing back the same characters and remaking it. They're basically doing like a second movie, but just different characters. I like that idea. I'm fine with that. Fly Me to the Moon. I'm not sure what this movie is. Let me see. Oh, it's a movie about, okay. It's something about space. I was just like, but I think they fall in love. Maybe 2 astronauts that fall in love with each other. Marketing maven Kelly Jones wreaks havoc on launch director Cole Davis's already difficult task. When the White House deems the mission too important to fail, the countdown truly begins. It's a comedy romance. Oh, it's with, what's his name? Channing Tatum's in it. and Scarlett Johansson and Woody Harrelson. That's going to be a decent one. Obviously, it did okay at the box office in its first week. Came in top five, made 9.4 million. Well, 12 million total gross. That's not bad at all. I did not get a chance to watch any movies or review anything this week. This was Prime Week for all you Amazon Prime members. I hope you guys bought some stuff for 2 days straight. We had our big sale. So I was working like crazy 11, 12-hour shifts this week, so I didn't really get a chance to watch anything. I'll probably start next week. I'm going to try to watch The Shawshank Redemption, but we might be on our overtime again next week working 12-hour shifts, so I got to see what happens with that. But yeah, so I'll see in the next few weeks. I'll get that started. Let's see what else we got going on. I think that's pretty much it for this show. An hour-long show. We covered a lot of ground. Let's see. Yeah, that's it. Next week, I got a couple of fun things lined up. Let's see. Let me tell you what we got. A couple things we got lined up. We'll obviously talk about SummerSlam again, like we did, and then I'm gonna throw in Z's. WWE superstars who only need one more title to be a Grand Slam champion. I'm going to go over the list of those. 5 epic returns besides Roman Reigns that could happen at SummerSlam. And then, of course, we'll talk about fantasy football running backs. We'll talk about more SummerSlam news. We're going to talk Olympics. It's going to be very heavily sports next week. And then, of course, I'll probably think of a few good entertainment things. But I think we're going to stick with a lot of sports next week. And then, of course, what's new at the box office. So we'll do all that next week. I am going to take off for the day. I hope everybody has a great weekend. We're getting into August. We're a couple weeks away from August. That means that kids are going to be going back to school. You're going to be taking last-minute vacations and stuff with your kids. Make sure you enjoy this last month before they go back, because I'm telling you now, summer goes by a lot quicker than the school year does and the year does with winter and fall and everything. But I know a lot of you fall people love Halloween, and you're going to start decorating soon, probably like right after summer's over. But yeah, enjoy this time with your family now, because you don't know how long you got left. You know how many summers you got left. And that goes for everybody in your family. It could be, your kids, it could be you, it could be, aunts, uncles, whatever. Spend that time with people and show them that you love them, because you don't know, you're not promised tomorrow. Nobody is. Nobody's even promised the next hour of their life. So go out there and make it a good one. I'll see everybody next week. Until then, stay safe, stay healthy, and I love you all a lot. Peace.